bet you're wondering how I knew about your plans to make me blue with some other guy you knew before. Between the two of us guys, you know I loved you more. It took me by surprise, I must say, when I found out yesterday. Don't you know I heard it through the grapevine? Not much longer would you be mine. Ooh, I heard it through the grapevine, and I'm just about to lose my mind. Honey, honey, heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be my baby. I know a man ain't supposed to cry, but these tears I can't hold inside, 'cause I'm losing you in my life, you see. 'Cause you mean that much to me. You should have told me yourself that you love someone else. Instead I heard it through the grapevine. Not much longer would you be mine. Ooh, I heard it through the grapevine, and I'm just about to lose my mind. Honey, honey,
Oh,
I don't know why I can't talk about that.
you can. If you want to, y'all. The conversations we be having before we get started. Oh, you need the.
Oh,
you
yeah.
need this. We here, guys. Oh, yeah, we were gone last week because I had the nerve to get sick.
You had the nerve.
Right. I don't even understand.
Ooh.
I started taking my elderberry again because I said, what we're not going to do is be sick. It's too much going on this year to be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Switch the camera back to you.
Did you has elderberry helped you?
Yeah, it helped a lot. I was taking it every day, and like even if the slightest bit of sickness, it would never get to the full thing.
No.
So I swear by it. But I stopped for some reason. I don't know why. But I stopped. And I shouldn't have. So now I'm back like I never left.
That's good.
Mm-hmm. Now, if I would have only knew. Y'all know when a memory pops up in your Facebook and you just be like, I thought I knew something back then. This is from April 2014. 2014. Why this post with my face? Look what shirt I have on. The joy I have is indescribable. The love in my heart is real. I'm loving my life so much. I love God and am so thankful for everything He has given me. A few months before I was about to get married. It's just interesting. Shut up, Mo. He said I have arrived in case y'all was worried.
In case y'all was worried.
Y'all, whenever I drink, I always want to tell people stuff that they never asked for. Like, I'm literally telling James last night, yeah, Gina's with me for life. She ain't going nowhere. Blah. He ain't never say nothing. That's my soulmate.
My blood.
Oh, I still got Heard It After Dark up here, y'all. It is not after dark. That's next week.
Mm-hmm. Is it next week? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I'm still fixing this.
Mm-mm-mm.
I still got to put it back behind. I heard it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Nocturne, she said, in case y'all worry. In my mind, it made sense, but it really did. I was like, I got to tell them that I'm not driving because they were so worried about me last time. I wasn't driving last time, but somebody else. Oh, I did tell you that. Oh, my gosh. I told James I loved his farts yesterday. Thank you, Nocte. It really made sense. Thank you. I forgot about that. We got home and I was like, I just love you so much, babe. And he's like, oh my gosh. I said, I love everything about you. I love every single thing, even your farts. And he was like, no, you don't. Shut up. Right, Nocte. I don't understand.
Embarrassing that man.
Yes, embarrassing that man and myself. I don't even remember what all I said.
Not least.
Not these eyes. But yeah, in case y'all worried, really made sense to me because I was like, all right, when I was riding in the car with somebody and I posted on Snapchat, it said we drunk and just showed the road. Then my phone was nowhere near me. And the next thing you know, everybody was blowing up my phone, worried. So in my mind, next time I was in the car with somebody, I had to let everybody know that they wasn't drinking. It was just me. It was years later. Nobody was thinking about that.
Years later, different person.
Yes. He said, mind you, I wasn't even gassy at that particular moment. He really wasn't. I don't know why I brought up farts. He didn't even fart. Like, I don't know. I had to pick the most outlandish thing, I guess.
I feel like my lips are like crayons. I always talk about myself.
And then I can't ever unsee it.
It's like I drew on crayon.
It's a good crayon. You know what it looked like? You remember the art kit that we used to have as kids and they had the little oil pastel crayon? That's what it looked like. See? Oh. Nate said I must really love the parts. Right. Because why did I even bring it up?
So we all here.
I think.
Not.
It's not eyeballs.
Oh, that's normal, I guess.
That's a good amount. A good amount to start talking. People trickle in. I already shared it, but I'm going to reshare it.
Yeah. Let me go on my other page and share it.
Y'all go ahead and share the link to, if you haven't already.
What am I doing? Okay.
You don't know what's happening right now? It's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay. Okay. I don't even put wear on. I just feel like we on. People, when I get into cabs and stuff and they want to talk to me, I said cabs. I be getting into Ubers and they want to talk to me and they be like, are you from Baltimore? Like, yes. Every time. You don't sound like you're from Baltimore.
I hate that.
What's supposed to sound like? You know, I have some Baltimorean words. I can't say brewery. I may not, I pronounce it two and not two or whatever, however. I can't even say how they say it, but I pronounce it. And sometimes I say cereal, like I say cereal or something when I'm going fast.
I definitely say do and two. I can't help it. I didn't even know. Of course you don't know because you're from here. Everybody talk like that.
Please, James. Zinc. My father used to say
zinc. Oh my God. Some stuff I'd be like, all right, this ain't a Baltimore thing. This is you just don't say stuff right.
No,
not zinc. You know what I was thinking about?
What?
When people say the alphabet and they say aura.
Aura?
That is not a letter.
I used to say aura.
It's not a letter.
That's because the people that was teaching me was saying
aura.
aura.
Yeah, like what? No.
Aura.
Oh yeah, I definitely can't do that, Nate.
What?
Aaron.
Oh.
I sound like Aaron.
Aaron.
It was somebody on TikTok that did all the things that people from different places can't say, and that one was on there for Baltimore. It was Aaron earned an iron urn. I gotta do it so slow. There was one about the coffee at the coffee shop, and that was for people from New York because they can't say it. It was one for people from Boston. Boston.
Are you not a not? Before we get into it, instead of a water,
yeah, where's yours?
Instead of a liquor today, we have liquor, I wanted to talk about the jigger, because people when they're home, they just pour the liquor inside the cup, which you should do. But if you want to be fancy, we measure with something called a jigger. Why is it called a jigger? Because the British Navy used to have one ration of rum every single day. And they used these really small silver cups. And it was so small, they named it after the smallest pole on the ship, called the jigger mast. So it's called a jigger. And the Irish people, they actually kept the name going, and they brought it over to America.
Okay.
So it's a jigger. And this time, sometimes they make them 1 ounce, and then it'll be a half ounce on the other one. But the ones I like are 2 ounce and 1 ounce, because I pour 1.5 ounce in my cocktails, which is the standard pour for Maryland.
Babe, I used to think that too when she would say it.
What?
It sounds racist.
It do sound racist, but it's not. That's why I like to tell people about it. Because people, I'll be like, "Can you grab me a jigger?" What you say? It's literally nothing to do with person of color.
First thing we thought about immediately.
Oh yeah, everybody, all the time. And that's the jigger. If you want to do home bartending,
yeah,
of course. Who needs that when you're home bartending? You just pour straight in the glass.
Of course. The next thing you know, you on the floor.
But you home, you know.
Being home makes everything better. Just fall right out.
Doesn't matter what you're doing. How was your week?
My week has been good now that I'm feeling better. So the past 2 weeks, this week marks 1 month that I have been working for myself, which is great. Yes, I love it.
Can you push pause? Can you move that light so it's in the middle of us? It's kind of dark.
You heard that?
Yeah, you cracking it.
I'm glad my insurance about to start.
Hey, turn it facing this way.
Y'all, this is a lot like this.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Okay. I'm not shining so brightly now. Yeah, so I've been working for myself for a month now, which I'm loving so much. Mm-hmm. I'm getting used to this whole like flexibility and freedom thing. Like, oh my gosh, if I don't want to work one day, I don't have to. I be snap, crackling, and popping all over the place. Please don't put that in your vows, sir. Yeah, so it's like interesting to get used to the whole flexibility thing. Like, if I got something to do, if I just don't want to work, I'll be like, you know what? I'll move my clients to another day, or I'll do this on this day. And it's like, I really have freedom, which is nice. The hard part is definitely, I'm not making nearly as much as what I was making before. Not yet. I will.
Yeah.
But I'm not there yet. And a lot of that is because you also have to take in, well, we don't talk about all this, but you also have to take in consideration expenses and taxes and all that stuff. So your money changes a lot. But yeah, I've been having a really good time and things have been going really well. We had a game night. That was interesting.
Oh God, that was interesting.
It was a long night.
It was fun.
It was fun. We had a game night. What else did I do? Oh, well, this week is Pride. Well, this month is Pride.
This month is Pride.
But this weekend is the Pride Parade.
I'm very excited about
it. I am too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think what else I did. I was sick, so I was chilling. I'm sure you'll talk about this, but I was here yesterday. He said ramifications continue from the game night. Oh Lord. Yeah, it's been pretty chill. Just trying to adjust to life, and we are about 4 months out from the wedding. So at this point, my house looks like a wedding. I wanted to get everything ordered by like August, so that September, because September there's so many events that I don't want to be trying to rush and get stuff. So yeah, in a few weeks we're going to do inventory. And yeah, right now my house just looks like a wedding because I keep ordering stuff. But I will say TikTok has been very helpful with suggestions on like stuff to order and where to get things from that's not as expensive. Facebook Marketplace has been helpful to find something I really was like searching for. So yeah, like it's been a good experience. And we about to get our marriage license soon. So that's cool too.
How many months you get?
6.
Oh, 6. Oh, yeah. God.
It's got to be between 2 days and 6 months.
Okay.
So yeah, we got 4 to go, so we can get it anytime now. But yeah, that's everything.
Okay. So mine's like about the same. Oh, I got fired.
All right,
we haven't talked about that.
Right.
I went on. So I got fired in May. I went on James' podcast and talked about
it. Yes, that's what happened.
Yeah, I never talked about it. I can't believe it, y'all.
I can't believe it still.
And so when I started this year, Spirit always tells me something that's going to happen. And Spirit said, this is your last year at Needs. I thought I was leaving.
Right.
I did not expect them firing me. So I was planning on leaving the whole time. Like I was looking at Indeed. Actually, I wasn't looking at Indeed. I was looking at bars. But I was looking at Indeed in the meantime for certain things. But I was trying to start my business while I was working there. But for some reason, I don't think the universe wants that.
Yeah.
So I got fired because a customer complained. Which I asked them a bunch of questions that they couldn't answer, like who was the customer, what did they complain about, what did they say, all that stuff. They couldn't answer any of that. They just said that it was because I was inattentive, which could be any type of reason. So they said to contact the HR lady. I did contact the HR lady, and to this day has never answered me. So I don't even know if that was true or anything.
Trash.
What I think was they couldn't afford me anymore. And that was something that one of the managers kind of hinted to me. But here's the thing. None of the managers that fired me wanted to fire me. So, and the managers, the other managers, they didn't even know it was happening. And one of them came back to me being fired and was like, what the fuck? So it was definitely the higher ups, higher than the people that I interact with every day.
Yeah.
And well, I honestly I wish the worst for them. I've been learning about what I can and cannot say because I'm not building a case or anything because Maryland is at will, but I am building something that I can't talk about. I will read some things later.
Yes.
I will read some things, but I can't say. They say that you can't say that you want the building to burn down. So,
but can I say it? Okay. Well, first of all, let me read these comments. Yes, Lace, 4 months is insane. Time is flying. Nate, yes. Fuck me. There we go. That's the one I wanted to get to. Because why would y'all do that? Y'all business was amazing. If y'all go and look at reviews,
yeah,
everybody was talking about how amazing Gina was. Yeah. So I'm confused. Make it make sense. Like, every time I was there, and I'm not even saying this just because I'm close to her, but like I've been to all the bars she's worked at since I've known her. And there's never been a time where like she wasn't attentive. Like if it was crazy, she would even say, "It's crazy back here. I'm sorry, I'll be right back," or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not going to chit chat.
Yeah,
I got customers.
right. Like, what is wrong with y'all? So yeah, no, crazy. Needs gotta go. And I'm supposed to shout Kayla out. Okay. Kayla, hey, if you're watching, my niece, my beautiful niece. Yeah, I will see her tomorrow too. Yes.
But I gave them 2. Is it 2 years? I gave them like 2 years of my life.
Yes, through all the stuff he was dealing with.
I went through a lot. I started. I've been here talking about it the whole time. I started at the bar. I was the only person there for many months, almost a year. Yep. And
didn't even have a bar at first.
Didn't have a bar, and they built one and put me in the barista station. It's a lot of things that I went through that I just kept going and kept doing it because I wanted them to succeed. Yeah. And a lot of people, and even the management, the general manager that was there, he said, I don't think I can find another bartender that would go through this. No, you probably couldn't. Like, I feel like they used me because now they're all built up. Well, actually, I feel like it's falling apart. But they used me, and reading a lot of the comments, I just comment as in I got people to send their stories about needs and working there. I feel like they just have no idea what they're doing, and it's just a nightmare, basically. Yeah. I was ignoring a lot of stuff because it was just a paycheck to me. Right. But I did care about them, and I wanted them to grow. I don't want any of that anymore.
Right. Not at all. Zero.
It's so crazy because I love them, and love can turn very quickly to hate. And I realized that because I was just so angry. That was the first reaction. And then I had to I had my therapy session. And I had to realize that I wasn't just angry. My heart was broken. Yeah. So I was going through grief and all that. I'm already going through grief. Right. So they added more grief onto that.
They didn't even think about that.
They didn't care.
Right.
When both my dads died and my mom died, they didn't even give me a card, a rose. The only person that even said about anything is Kristen Graham. She's the AGM. She's the only person that offered dinner all the times. Yes, and nobody. I never got the dinner, but it's not
right.
I'm sure if I would have just said, "Hey, can I have that dinner?" she would have gave it to me. But I never even got it because I was so worried about being an inconvenience all the time. But I should have just got the dinner.
Right at this point, definitely should have got the dinner.
Yeah, but she was the only one that cared. One of the managers, Krissy. She did hug me when my father-in-law passed away. That was about it. No, like I worked at a flower shop, and there was so many people that I sent flowers to from their jobs. Like their jobs would call us and like, "Hey, can you send their father died? Can you send these flowers to this job?" And Needs didn't do that for anybody, any of us. And I was reading another comment. They lost somebody too, and they said Needs didn't care. So I was like, so it's not just me. Yeah. So they don't care about anybody.
Because they don't care about people.
No.
They just want the money and want the job done at any cost. They don't care.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're talking about today is small businesses and everything like that. Before we get into that though,
hey, twin. And yes, I definitely agree. Needs will not make it without her.
I took my energy back. I took my love back. I took everything. Good. I don't never step foot in that place again, ever. My Instagram is a Needs hate Instagram.
And it should be.
I'm sorry. But I'm gonna read some comments. when I got fired, a lot of people was, first of all, most of the coworkers called me, and then coworkers that got fired or quit called me, and they were just telling me their stories, and I was just like, what? Like, I can't believe all this was going on.
Right.
And I started researching, right? And I went and I put in needs, bake shop. And all this stuff started popping up about Trump supporters, MAGA, and all this other stuff, right? So, of course, I don't want to be one of those person, oh, you was okay with it when you was working there. People was hinting to that, but I never knew. I didn't want to know.
Right.
I didn't want to know. And I'm gonna be honest about that. Because if they was like that, I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
I don't even know what I would have done. So I didn't want to know. But there was a Reddit post. There is a Reddit post that says, what are the mega restaurants in Baltimore? What are the Trump supporter businesses in Baltimore? And so I can avoid them. Basically.
Right.
And the first line needs. I will post this. Not even like it was needs in like 2 other restaurants. I said, what? I keep scrolling. Needs came up like 3 times. It was like there were like Atlas Group, all that. So they said if you want proof, they're owned by H&S, and you can go on this site. I clicked on the site, and it shows all the businesses and how they vote. It says you can put in the business, and then it shows you how they voted in the last election. And H&S was Republican full. It was like full, all of them voted Republican under H&S. It divides in Democrat and Republican, and you can see how many people in that company voted. It was no Democrat. It was just Republican. I was like, for these people to be, I mean, I know that MAGA and Trump supporters, I know that they're in like delusion. All of them are not racist, but all races are Trump supporters.
Facts.
And I feel like if you're okay with a whole lot of that stuff, you're okay with a whole lot of stuff. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, a lot of this is making sense. So my customers started calling me. One of them left me a voicemail. Like, I missed you at needs. It's different. Like, what's going on? I called him back. I told him everything. He said, they'll never see me again. I know. And they could be like, you stopping people from coming in. I don't care. If they don't want to come in, that's their decision.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them.
Right. If they asking you, hey, what happened?
Yeah.
I'm tell them.
Everything. I'm going to tell them. So, after I found out everything and people kept calling me, I was like, I'm going to get everybody's, I can't tell you what it's for, but I had to get everybody's story together. So I put out a post and I asked for stories and stuff. And the podcast that I was on Saturday.
No, Tim, you're not first, but you are early.
I was with Tim. Somebody brought up Tim today, actually, and they was like, he was saying a lot of good stuff. Yeah, someone that my friend that I was talking to.
Yes.
So he was like,
Christian, you're not first.
He said, what's his name? Oh God. Okay. I'm gonna read 3 of these comments. Okay. Oh God. Okay, here we go. I got a lot of responses, which was crazy. I'm going to leave it up for maybe a couple more weeks. Come on. Sorry. Let me reload it. One of the comments was, don't ever work there, low pay, management is trash. And that was it. That's all I said.
Not management is trash.
God. That's it. That's all they needed to know. A lot of these were very surprising. I was just reading them because they named a lot of people, and I'm not going to say the names. You'll get the names later because some of these people are my friends. And I was like, you was treating people like that? And then more and more I talked to the people. They was treating people like that.
Right.
And I didn't know because a lot of people didn't treat me any type of way because I was older.
Right.
And that's what I think. And I guess because I was nice too, but I was older than almost everybody.
Yeah.
And they didn't talk to me any type of way. So another short one: unfair treatment, racism, underpaid.
Racism, loud and clear.
So this one right here, I'm gonna read the short one because it was a very long one. And it said the same thing. They have a convicted rapist on their kitchen staff.
Yikes.
Who brags about it to women, saying, "Yep, I did it." Upper management protects him, saying anyone who speaks about it will be reprimanded. This is even after women said they felt uncomfortable around him, and he threatened and threw a trash can at her. That is a true thing that happened. And another person corroborated it. Yes, they have a convicted rapist on their staff.
And then say you can't talk about it, but yet that person's walking around talking about, yeah, I did it.
Yeah. So Needs is like a second chance place, which I did like about that.
Yeah.
We did find out that he was a convicted rapist. His unfortunately his mugshot and his everything came up. You know, what is it called? His
but the case
his report. His talking about his files, whatever you want to call it. It started circulating and somebody sent it to me. It started going everywhere. And I was like, oh dang. And one of the co-workers, he had already said he felt like he was one. And it was confirmed. And then he said he did it. And said nothing I can change now. And I didn't talk to him about it. I just was like, whatever, you working here now, whatever. Don't talk. I mean, I didn't mind him talking to me, but like, don't be weird.
Yeah, got your guard up.
Yeah. And he was weird about it the first day everybody found out. Like, he said something like funny, and then I laughed and said, "What you laughing for?" Like, you said something funny. Now you want me paranoid? Like,
right. You did it.
Like you said you did it. Like, come on. So, yeah, apparently he threw a trash can at a woman because she was uncomfortable around him.
Tim said the rapist thing, we had one on an old job I worked as well.
Oh, God. And the job passed around his,
Yeah, how y'all find out what?
Yeah. What's the tea? Okay, here is a longer one, and this is going to be the last one I read because it's so long. As a former employee that has worked for that company since before the doors opened, I have witnessed a lot of gaslighting, a lot of people in higher management taking things from the company as far as stealing store items. I've witnessed people above team members coming in late and lie about the time they were there, but it didn't matter because they were on salary and they were never going to get caught. That's very true. So we got in trouble for being late, but management could come in late and they never said anything. And they were never going to cut. I witnessed people of not African American. I witnessed the white people come in early and leave late while sitting upstairs on the clock. But I was the one that got terminated because I had someone clock me out. I knew all along they were trying to get me out of there because I spoke up for people that didn't speak up for me. And a select few others that used to work there, because if you don't bow your head down, if you don't shut up, if you don't get belittled at work or talk to you like a piece of trash, then they look to get you out of there. When I say I went above and beyond, I've done catering, I've put away orders, I've made orders, I've done dishes, I've had I've worked I worked saute, I've worked cold side, I've done everything they asked me as far as a female African American worker that work needs. I've never been more disgusted with how a restaurant was ran in my life. I even told them how I felt about having a rapist on their payroll. There I go again. This got mentioned a lot on their payroll. Everybody knew what this man was charged with, but they still getting fat, kept trying to get me to talk to this person and have a conversation with this person. I told them, I said hi to him. I don't see why I need to have a full-out conversation because of my triggers and what I went through in my childhood. They made this man feel untouchable. They made this man feel like he was one of them. I asked him what's with all the fires, and he said simply, Hispanic people are better and they get them for cheap. That somebody else said the exact same thing. So that was corroborated. He said Hispanic people are better than Black people because they're cheap and they get the job done. But that wasn't true because even though they're cheap and they got the job done, the quality of our food and how long it took was worse. Like everything the kitchen just started going down. And I don't think that's because they're Hispanic or anything. I just think they wasn't trained like the other
which makes sense because I noticed there was like a big drop in the reviews about the quality of the food.
Yeah, it was.
And I was like, what?
It was
never had an issue.
It was a big drop in the quality of the food and the service.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Okay, so they mentioned names. Hold on. They get them for cheap. That was made by a comment from a manager who goes by the name they gave the name, who was working alongside of, and they gave another name, who felt the same way. Meanwhile, these workers have come in late, came in early, stole food from the walk-in, stole food from the marketplace, and nothing ever happens. The managers are stealing, whether it's little novelties from the marketplace or just food from the walk-in. They just take it because they have the title, and you have I can't say the title, but she says the title of the person, and then she has his name, and she says that he yells and is belligerent and talks to people any type of way on the floor in front of people, talking to them like a piece of trash that goes on through every department, and nothing happens. Nothing gets handled. Nobody takes a step back and goes, hey, these are humans too. Me, alongside a few others, feel as though we were unfairly fired for the grounds of people that you have going above and beyond. You would keep those people exactly that don't do their job and eat online, then touch customers' food that's still out the store. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. I guess they saying that they touch the customer's food before it goes out. Then they don't go above and beyond. They're just there to get a chance. Then you have people like me who I've lost my mother. I recently lost, that's another person that lost people. Lost my mother, recently lost my dog, my emotional support animal, and all the while I still came to work. I still was on time. I still did everything I was supposed to do. And this is the end result of it all. Dang. I don't even know what that is, but like, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of the comments that said I lost somebody.
Yeah, and they didn't care. Right.
And we didn't even talk. I'm kind of upset we didn't talk ourselves. We should have been talking to each other too. Because I only know one other person who lost their mom. He's not an African American woman, so
right.
So it was a bunch. It's a bunch of them, and some of them are way longer than that. I mean, paragraphs of just details about what happened to them and these. And I'm just crazy. Like, that is crazy. And for them to keep saying the same
thing over and over. Yeah. Tim said we found out because that nigga was on the news and he kidnapped somebody. And then he also said, people are people. I once had to supervise a crew of over 50 workers. All of them were Latino, most young, lazy, and made excuses, not because of their race. They were young, just like kids.
Right. Everybody be thinking because it's a stereotype on the Hispanic community. And it's not true all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is.
Stereotypes are dangerous.
Yeah, just like Black people.
Yeah. The reason why stereotypes can be so dangerous is because, there's times where it really is that, but then there's times it's not, and then people get lumped into a category that they shouldn't be lumped in.
Exactly. So, but you will read all those responses in due time. with the names not blocked out.
Oh,
I'm
I can't wait.
kind of like, because some of them, like I said, are my friends. And I'm like, listen, I'm not going to block your name, though.
Yeah.
You did it. I don't know.
Hey, this is somebody's testimony.
Yes, if it's freedom of speech, they can't say, well, I heard. No, this is their opinion of what they saw. So, hi.
Hey, LeBron.
But our topic today is small businesses. Is anybody, I know Tim, but is anybody in our comments, in our what am I calling them?
In our stream?
Why we don't have a name for our people?
Like the Beehive, Navy. I don't know.
What's that boy name?
We about to call him our Vines.
Little Vines. What's that boy name, y'all, that do the streaming? He's very, very, very famous now. They call him the new Ellen.
What?
Black, everybody be going on his stream, mostly black people.
I don't know.
Celebrities and stuff. What's his name? Babe, what's his name? Start with a K. Ka Sanat. Sanat?
I don't know.
I think he's Haitian.
Oh, yep, there we go.
Okay.
I just took a guess because I've never seen anything.
Don't he? Thank you, Jasmine. Don't he name his people?
So we need names. So like there's beehives.
Yes. We're gonna think about that, y'all. But if you guys have a business or want to start a business, you can answer these questions too. But we want to ask the questions to each other.
Yes.
Okay. What is your business, first of all?
It is a private practice therapy business.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're not a drug dealer?
No, I stopped being a drug dealer long.
Not a drug dealer. Me personally, I might be a drug dealer. So I would say that my job is still bartender. It's still bartending, but I just do it a different way now. I go to other people.
Shut up, James. I'll say I've dabbled in media production.
Right. So yeah, I would just call it a mobile bar. But I do way more.
Christian, he said, "Oh shit, Apple slinging weed." No, I do not. Listen, the reason that became a thing is because they have this thing where if you cannot describe your job in 2 words, Gina used to be like, if you can't say it in 2 words, you're a drug dealer.
Yeah, because you're making stuff up.
And I was a research coordinator, and she was like, "What is that? That don't even sound real. You're a drug dealer." So that's where that came from.
Yes. So what is your jobs? I already know Jasmine Forbes is a drug dealer.
Because you can't say it.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. She be telling us, was she a building something?
Shut up, too. He said your audience should be the raisins, the California raisins. LeBrett said street pharmacist.
Yeah, that's what they be doing. And they be making up jobs.
Talking about the California
jobs. All my jobs have been one word: chef, bartender, florist.
Well, I got it now, therapist.
Yeah, now finally. Oh, so what inspired you to start your business?
Because I was sick of these jobs.
That you was going to say niggas.
I was, and then it wasn't just them. So, I had to, even though anybody can be that. Yeah. But I was thinking of them, like, it's crazy because I told everybody. Everybody's like, you want to start a private practice? No, I never wanted to go into business. I told everybody so many times. I did not want to go into business for myself. I was fine working a little 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. But I got sick of it. I got sick of the drama behind it and just the mistreatment and all of that. And I was like, you know what? I really can do this by myself. Like, I don't have to work for a company. I can work individually. I got the experience. I'm glad I worked under people for 5 years. I have my license. Why not? Right. So that's literally what happened.
I agree. Jasmine's laughing. Tim say outright comments, rapidy raps, media manipulation. What is media manipulation in a beat maker? And James, I guess he's saying he started because he was bored. Okay. For me, I'm going to keep saying that.
Neurospiciness.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. What inspired me to start my business? I really love making cocktails, and liquor is what I call recession proof. Now, when I started my business,
It's good, y'all.
when I started my business, I was long away from the first recession, but that hit me real hard because I was working as a server, and the recession hit, and I had to go on unemployment while still work because nobody was coming in.
Yeah.
That the first recession, I feel like this recession is a little bit different because people still spending money.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one, I think people was way more scared.
Oh yeah. It was a mess.
Yeah, people was not going out to eat, y'all, and
them restaurants was empty.
Mm-hmm.
Tim, you do not mind your business. Black owned and operated business.
But even if they wasn't going to the restaurant to get liquor, they was going to get liquor.
Oh yeah.
So I realized that, and so I wanted to start serving. During the pandemic, I created liquors.
Listen, let me explain to y'all how it was living with a bartender. And not just living with a bartender, we all stuck in the house. So we was experimenting. Like she was experimenting on us.
Yeah.
We was drunk. And these drinks was amazing. And she was like teaching and we was practicing and all this stuff. It was great. Great times. I was very drunk.
Have to learn, have to do the mixology of it. But I was just like, people still going, it don't matter if it's COVID, people going to buy alcohol.
Mm-hmm. And you actually, that was one of the emergency things that had to stay open. And it's funny because, of course, people don't understand a lot about drugs and alcohol. And alcohol is actually one of the only drugs that will actually kill you. Now, the symptoms from withdrawal can feel like death. But alcohol, you actually cannot withdraw from that, or you're not supposed to, unless you're getting medical attention to help you through it. So that is why the liquor stores stayed open during the pandemic. Everybody's like, oh, y'all can leave the liquor stores open. They have to. People that are homeless and alcoholics, they can't just stop drinking. They'll die. So that's why the liquor store stayed open. People are always going to buy liquor. It's actually, unfortunately, a necessity for some people.
It's very sad.
It is. It's very, very sad. Very sad.
It makes you be like, why am I doing this? But I've had that thought many times in my career.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just keep going. Whatever.
It's like it's a job it's like good but sad to find jobs that you'll always need. Yeah. Like a therapist, there's always going to be a need for a therapist, unfortunately. The way life is, you got a job as long as you can do the profession. All right, comments. LeBrent says, serious note, as a marketing major, it's so easy for me to come into someone's business and help, but for me to step on my own, I just can't do it yet. I understand that because I felt like I was really good at going into people's jobs and helping and being like a supervisor or like being a lead therapist. And I did feel that way for a long time. And I will say, I think if and when you're ready to do it, you'll know. That's my opinion on it. Christian said hazy. You mean the pandemic? Because it was. Well, I don't remember all that. Used to always be drinks around. It really was, Mo. And LeBrent said, I was stuck with a chef that didn't want to cook.
Bye.
Yikes.
What changed?
Oh, he was talking about what Tim said he can mind his business.
Oh.
James, I can verify that's not true.
Bye, LeBrent. Here's another question. What was your aha moment that made you take the leap? And for me,
fuck Divine. That's what the.
You guys say your minds for me because I don't curse like that.
What? Oh, and needs.
Yeah,
and fuck needs. But really, what happened was, and we talked about it for Divine. I didn't get paid. And that was literally the final straw. Like I already was like, I'm not staying here. But the plan was to wait till after the wedding. But if y'all not paying me and y'all cutting stuff, there was really no point anymore. There was no, like the cost benefit wasn't weighing the way it needed to. So thankfully, I had a lot of support and I was able to kind of step out. And I had been doing research since January because I was planning to leave in October. So I had already kind of started the process. It was just supposed to be a soft process. And it ended up, I got pushed over the edge because I didn't get paid to work.
And that's why you left. Did they end up paying you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got paid. LeBron said, how weren't you getting paid? I'm not going to go too into detail because we've talked about it a few episodes, but basically they were losing money. They weren't honest with us about it. And a couple days before we were supposed to get paid, they told us we weren't getting paid and it was delayed by a week. During that week where it was delayed, they also cut benefits, scaled a lot of the employees back to 1099, started making us sign NDAs. It was a mess. So I just was like, I can't be a part of this anymore. Like I have to take a leap of faith. If no other time, now is the time. So that's basically what happened and what the final straw was.
Crazy.
Yes.
What is it?
Besides the F needs, go more.
I was tired of working for people, and especially being burnt after, just like this. One of my coworkers said, "You just give and give to people, and you should have been doing it. You should have been giving it to yourself."
Right.
Like I gave everything to need, and I would get home and be too tired to work on my stuff. And all the stuff that I got done when I got fired that week, I got so much done.
And that was the other crazy part, is realizing how much time we've been given to these places and how much I get done now is wild.
Yeah. I get so much done. I'm like, I got licenses started. I wrote a book. I got, my book is over there. I'll show you guys.
Yes.
I was writing it during, but I didn't have time to complete it. Now I completed it. I'm helping someone else with his book, but I'm not going to say. He can say if he wants.
Not going to say any
names, but I started candles again. I've been wanting to get back into candles every day, and I would pull out the stuff and be too tired to start it.
Yes.
Standing on your feet for 10 hours a day. It just really take everything out of you. And I would just get home, but it was really 8 hours, but you got to think about the commute.
Right.
And I would just get home and just not want to do nothing. And I always keep pulling the stuff out and not doing it. I made, with Mo's help, I made like 4 candles. I don't have any right now, but
crazy.
But I
might need you to make me a couple.
Yes, as long as the price is right.
Of course.
Candles are kind of expensive, so I'll be giving people discounts on a lot of things, but not candles.
Yeah. No.
I got 2 people. I got 2 different people to book me for spiritual sessions, and I was too tired to do that kind of stuff. It was just about a bunch of stuff that I can do now that I can't. And I had a whole lot of aha moments, like, oh my God, this is what I'm missing this whole time. I even started a margarita series.
Yes, I was watching that video. I was like, this is really good. You at this point, you need to help people edit and make videos too.
Oh, because I've been doing that for a long time.
I need that. All right.
Okay, go ahead. You can read.
I think your comment is twice, but I'm gonna read them both because they're a little different. It says, I was tired of not creating worlds and getting paid for it. I was tired of making songs and not getting paid for it. Also, people are trash. And of course, James Smartass, who even reads books anymore? Dante said, I'm still sad about my penguin candle. R.I.P. I loved it. Tim, okay, so I'm gonna just start at where the last one left off. So business it is. Started a label and a comic book company. Also, people are trash.
Yeah.
Yes. I love watching my friend. I've always had friends that were entrepreneurs. I've always dated people that were entrepreneurs. Like, I always had like a kind of a vision into the world. So I think that also kind of helped. Like when I was ready, I was like, I've been talking to people that do this for so long. I know what to do and what not to do. Of course, I'm gonna make my own mistakes too, but like it's nice to know that I have so many people that at least can give me some insight.
Right. So true. And I think that God puts those people around you for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, this is how did you fund your business in the beginning?
Still working on it. No, so thankfully for the therapy business, there is not a lot of overhead, which I like if you have a small practice. I'm not saying it can't grow, but like I don't have an office that's outside of my home, so I don't have to pay for that. Basically all I need is a laptop, a good webcam, and I had to buy a domain for a website. I had to buy, I had to get the email, the professional email. I had to buy the Google Voice. I couldn't use the free one because of HIPAA. You're not allowed to do that. So there's some things, but it really like monthly, it does not cost me that much. So honestly, I started before I started making money. I just put my monthly expenses on one credit card and we paid off. And then once I started making money, I transferred all of those transactions to my business bank account. So now it comes out of my business. Okay. And that was me. It's better if it's good for me because I don't have a lot of overhead, but it's still like, oh, right. I still got to put aside for taxes. I still got to do all of that stuff. Yeah. Like there's still other things that will come up. So you got to have a cushion. And that's hard to create when you first start.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I funded my candles. So I started candles first. I funded it with my catering job. And then I funded the bar with COVID money. And we was getting like $600 a week.
That COVID money.
Yeah. So, and now I feel like that's nothing, but we were sitting in the house and I was sitting in the house getting $600 a week. And so I was just like, I got to start something with this. So that's what happened. That's how I funded liquor.
Yo, James Coleman sent me out. He funded his by not having children or a girlfriend. You was by yourself. Yeah, because now your life is a little different. But yeah, back then, that's true. Like kind of starting your business before you get into all that other stuff that costs money.
Yeah, we started candles before Xander was born. Which was a little different.
Oh yes, Mo and Toom, I definitely been thought that y'all should link up, especially when it comes to the comic book stuff. So yeah, y'all definitely exchange information and do that.
What was the first major challenge you faced and how did you overcome it?
First major challenge I faced. I'm still very new. So I think the biggest challenge was figuring out like if I wanted to go one way or another way as far as like LLC and sole proprietor, as far as if I wanted to do billing on my own or do billing through another company. Like those were the challenges for me, deciding like, because everybody does stuff different ways, like kind of figuring out what worked best for me. And honestly, waiting for like everything to come through, like waiting for the business name, waiting for all that stuff, because it's like a big waiting game. And I'm impatient. So yeah, that was probably so far been my biggest challenge. Thankfully, I had a lot of clients that came with me. So I didn't have to like advertise from the ground up.
That's good.
Yeah. I do think my current challenge though is trying to build my caseload, because it's hard to, I was like, networking and advertising, you can put it in so many places, but you got to find what actually hits. And that can be a challenge.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be really hard to find customers for therapy.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to be going to therapy.
They really don't.
And they don't want to pay for therapy.
Yeah. Or they're not consistent. Like, it's different when I worked a 9 to 5, because regardless if my client showed up or not, I got my check.
Okay.
Now, if they don't show up, I don't get paid. Now, I do charge no-show fees, but even that is like only certain insurances let you. Like you cannot charge no-show fees for Medicaid. So if a Medicaid client doesn't show up, you're out of whatever money that Medicaid client was going to give you. If you schedule them in the same week, great. But a lot of times they kind of ghost. Yeah, like it's the uncertainty and like the anxiety of hoping that I have enough money for what I need it for. Yeah. Okay. It definitely taught me to be more careful with my money.
Frugal.
Yes.
I'm already frugal.
I'm not.
I be on my husband's nerves.
Not James said his biggest challenge was getting a girlfriend. Shut up. And now you about to marry me.
Oh, yeah, I get you. I actually have a story about my business, but my sister's business is the biggest challenge. We had to do a wedding, and the young lady didn't look over. She didn't look over the contract, and she signed it with the wrong date on it. And so we showed up on that date, and she wasn't there with all the food. And it was the next week. So we had to go home. Of course, we had to get all the food again. So that was like a struggle for my sister. So she did it, though. She got the food. It wasn't, so they changed. When you have a wedding, it's above 100-something people, do not do plated. Always go buffet, because it's going to be a nightmare unless you got an entire staff of 10
servers.
Yeah. It was me. It was like 5 of us, I think. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, because when it got switched, I couldn't even come.
Yeah, it was 4 of us actually, and that's not enough for 100 people.
No.
And it ended up being chaotic. And I think it would have been better if the bride and the groom had better attitudes. Their attitudes was terrible from the tasting.
Right.
And they just made it harder. And I think that was one of the worst ones. And I do think my sister had to refund them because we just couldn't get it together. Like serving took too long. And yeah, it was terrible. And it ended up making both of us not want to cater anymore.
I remember that whole thing.
I did end up doing more weddings, but as a bartender. Also, our people are very hard to work with. I wish that was not the case. Yeah. But me and my sister have done a lot of Caucasian weddings, and we didn't have that many problems. We did it with mostly like a company called Chef Expressions. Yeah, and we didn't have that many problems at all. And even with, and not that you white or anything, but
it was not a black wedding.
Not a black wedding. Yours was fine. And then we did have another black wedding, and he's the one who didn't have enough stuff. He didn't have enough plates. We had to wash the plates over. But I will say,
washing the plates really sent me out. Like, what?
I think your attitude and your personality that you bring to the energy that you bring to any situation should be great because it helps the other people.
And and that's another thing that I have learned by being friends with so many people that in some way serve other people is to come into it with a particular like friendliness, attitude, personality that's going to allow them. Like when we went to the tasting, he was like, y'all are amazing. Like he was having fun. Like even what happened with the mac and cheese, he was still, he was having a good time.
He was good. He was
I just talked to him the other day.
Yeah, I would definitely hire him.
Yes, I actually asked him for his bartender's information.
Okay. Bye.
Because I'm still not sure.
Bye.
It's only 4 months to go.
What was the first major challenge you faced? Oh, we already did that.
Yes.
Okay. If you could go back to day 1, what would you do differently?
I honestly would never have left Next Step.
Oh, wow.
I would have did what I kind of did. But,
Okay,
I would have done what I intended to do, which was to stay at Next Step until I felt like I was ready to start the business. Because having to leave a job and just not knowing what's like not having nowhere to plant was terrifying. And that wouldn't have happened if I would have stayed at Next Step. But I always got to look at the other perspective. Had I stayed at Next Step, I might have been too comfortable and I don't know if I would have did this. So there's that other side too. thankfully, next step is like my family. So when I told them what was happening, they allowed me to like basically they helped me to get on my feet, basically. They've been very supportive. So even though I had my stuff with them too, their family. And I'm like, you know what? I really left because of the commute. Like that was, I can't. That commute was like driving me crazy. And then I had to also help with my mom at that time. So it was like a lot of back and forth across town. I was just driving. It took me like 45 minutes to get to work. And that's just not my thing. People that do long commutes, I know that that's not long, but I was used to 5 minutes for me to get to work. It turned into 45. So, yeah, that's what happened. But yeah, I think I would have just stayed the course that I originally planned and not tried to leap into this business that looked like it was amazing, but there was obviously something underneath.
You ain't asked me about this business. You asked me about the other one you ain't go to.
Yeah, I never asked about Divine. I asked you about the one that was shady. Yeah. The one that was outwardly shady. Not got the girlfriend I had at that time.
That's what you would know. You would have did.
Yeah. That probably would have been good for you.
Me personally, I think I would have left if I could go back. I wouldn't have answered my the person who became my general manager. I wouldn't have answered his email the moment he said, "Oh, we don't need a lead bartender."
Because then that's it.
I shouldn't have answered him. I told him, "Oh, I'm not interested," and he messaged back and said, "Oh, we do need a lead bartender." That was already sketchy.
Yeah. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I actually turned Divine down. So we both kind of went through that same like thing. I turned Divine down because I felt like I couldn't commit to something while taking care of my mother. And then what happened was I ended up reaching back out because I was like, you know what? I can try. And the job was like, okay, like that's fine. You can have some work from home days. Like we do hybrid, everything will be fine, basically. Reassured me. And I feel like I should have stuck with that gut feeling.
I should have. But that's what I would have did. I'm sure they were talking about our business. But if I could go to the business, I think I would have saved more. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Barry, I forgot about that. Barry actually messaged me because Divine came to his school and he was like, they sound too good to be true. Like, what's your experience? And that's when stuff, it wasn't shady yet, but it was starting to be like, I was starting to get red flags. So I just told him the truth. Like, hey, I mean, I'm okay so far, but I don't know how I feel about certain things in the company. Yeah, like they really come off as like, everything is perfect, everything is great. And then like we do so much for the community. And the crazy thing is they do a lot for the community. So people in the community are like, oh, they're amazing. But there's so much underneath of it. Like, Barry, it's real bad. I don't know how much you've been seeing on the social medias and the podcasts and all that, but yeah, it's real bad. Tim said number one thing that stops a lot of people, imposter syndrome. Yes. The idea that you aren't qualified enough to offer a service or a product.
Define the code,
Facts. And you may not be, but you won't know until you give it a shot. Facts. Sometimes you have to go. You have to try. You won't know until you give it a shot.
The number one.
Oh, yes.
Because that's true.
Yes.
I had to talk to myself about that this week because I was filming something and I started getting like shy about it. And I was like, wait a minute, I can't be shy. It's not the time to do that.
This isn't the time. Yes, no, this is very true. Imposter syndrome is real. And it's like those negative thoughts that pop in your head. What I tell my clients is challenge them out loud. It might sound crazy, but you need to speak opposite of how you're feeling. The negative thoughts, challenge them out loud, because a lot of times when you reflect back, those negative thoughts don't even be making sense. Like it's just your anxiety and everything else telling you can't do it, and it's not true. So I be making people challenge it out loud with me on the phone. And I know they'd be like, oh, this feels weird. I don't care. Let's challenge it. Oh, good, Barry. He said he's been seeing everything I shared and told his school to run the opposite way. Yes, everybody run.
Okay, so the mission of your business. What problem does your business solve?
I mean, I have a mission statement, so let me go get it.
I go get it.
Making me do work. Go ahead, do your mission while I pull it up. Of which business?
Yeah. I'm wearing one of my businesses, Peculiar People. It's a clothing brand.
Yes.
I know you probably can't see because it's bright, but it's the first book from the Babysitters Club.
Yes. All right. I found it.
Okay, good.
My mission statement, this is just what I drafted up when I started. Our mission at Buddy System Wellness is to provide a compassionate, empowering, therapeutic environment where individuals can embark on a journey of healing, growth, and self-discovery. It's inspired by the concept of a buddy system. We emphasize the importance of having someone to guide and support you through tough times, fostering a sense of connection and partnership in the healing process. We specialize in depression, anxiety, grief, and substance abuse using a strength-based approach that highlights each client's inherent resilience and capabilities with a commitment to inclusivity, empathy, and understanding. Our practice serves to be a safe space where every client can feel valued, heard, and supported in reaching their fullest potential. That is my mission statement. Yeah, and it's funny because, like, of course, I wanted to incorporate my grandfather's name into it, but I remember being in Girl Scouts and we had to always use the buddy system when we were camping. So the buddy system was like you had to take a buddy, you had to take a friend, and we were little girls, we had to hold hands. So stuff like that. But that concept of like, oh, take a friend with you so you'll be safe, or take a friend with you so that you have somebody to lean on. If something happens, you know, your friend holds the flashlight and you hold this. Like, it was like a teamwork thing. So that's where I got the idea from. Oh, yes. My Girl Scout times. Not to say my mission statement is not to crash out.
Okay, so I only have a mission statement from only one of my business.
Of your 75.
Yes. So I have a brand. Well, it's not a brand yet, but it's Invictus. It's a club, alternative club. I talked about it on here. So
memory just popped up the other day.
About that Invictus. Okay. At Invictus, our mission is to be a haven of creativity, expression, and empowerment for Black youth in Baltimore, Maryland. We are committed to fostering a vibrant and inclusive community where every individual, regardless of background, can find their voice and thrive through the pulsating beats of alternative music, immersive art, and experiences in a culture of acceptance. We strive to be a catalyst for positive change, celebrating the uniqueness of each person while uniting us all under the rhythm of unity and diversity. Invictus is not just a nightclub, it's a movement, a sanctuary, and a testament to the strength and resilience of Black youth in our city.
Yes.
But I think I'm going to change some things, like put more alternative Black youth. But also, I do want regular Black youth if they want to come in.
Right. And I think that is something that people need to understand. Just because you have a specialty does not mean it's not inclusive. So I like the way you said, like, you know, the inclusivity. And same thing with me. Like, my specialties are what they are. But if you come with something else, I'm going to try. And if I don't feel like I can serve you, I'm going to make sure that you get to a person that I trust that can serve you. Because I know I can't do everything.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Trash. Okay.
Not to crash out, take me out.
Okay. How does your values show up in your brand or business model?
I think my values show up because, like, a lot of my sessions are like a conversation. I actually had one of my clients say that she feels like I'm her best friend that she doesn't know anything about. No. She was like, I can just be so comfortable with you. Like, I get on here and I just start cussing and carrying it on, and you just be listening and be like, all right, now hold on, we ain't gonna crash out. She's like, I like that you are just a real person. I always wanted to be a real person. Like, I worked in the hospital for a long time. And you know, if you work in a hospital, a lot of people have like the white coat syndrome. They don't like seeing people in white coats. So I had a white coat. It had my name on it and everything. And
what is white coat syndrome?
When people are like, you get nervous at the doctor, you see somebody coming with a lab coat or a white coat on, immediately your heart's racing. You don't trust them because of probably stuff that has happened. So I had a white coat. It had my name on it, my department. I never wore it. I think I wore it like the first 2 days. I was so proud. Like, I gotta be a white coat. I took that off so fast. And I realized that people were like more comfortable with me sharing their stories. And I used to work with HIV people in the hospital. So like people were like, oh, okay, now you're just like a person I can talk to. So I never liked the whole like professionally dressing and all of that. Which is one reason I loved Divine at first, was because they told us we could wear whatever we wanted, as long as it wasn't like, you know, provocative revealing. We could wear whatever we wanted. That changed. But anyway, right. I love that I can just be myself. I wear t-shirts and they say funny stuff. I wore my Charmander shirt today that looks like Chipotle that I got from BlurCon. And one of my clients was like, is that a Chipotle shirt? Do you work at Chipotle? I said, no. And I panned the camera down and she saw it. She's like, that is so cool. And I was like, yeah, like I like to show my personality in my sessions. Yeah.
That's true. My values in my mini brands. I think the main thing I've always wanted is for everybody to feel like they belong somewhere. I want everybody to know that they can grab or get something from whatever I do. Like, I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, that's not for me. You know, like sometimes I look at something and I'll be like, oh, that's probably not catered to me or something like that. And I don't want people to feel that way about my brand. Even like in the mobile bar, I sell mocktails. Like I'm always trying to include everybody in everything.
I really do love that about like your stuff, because even when, you know, when times when people couldn't like eat something or they couldn't drink something, you try to always have another.
Yes,
option.
and I felt so bad for Jasmine yesterday.
I know, me too.
Because I was like
chicken, but it was hot.
It was hot. Yeah. I didn't know she didn't eat jerk chicken. I was like, first of all, Jasmine, you was Caribbean. I thought she ate jerk chicken. Nothing. So I knew she was coming. So I was like, I'm pretty sure she eat jerk chicken. She Caribbean. No. Oh, what is it about jerk chicken? Just
probably the heat.
It wasn't even that hot.
It was hot to me.
Y'all baby.
But I love it. But that was like, oh, that had a kick to it.
I know Jasmine didn't like heat. Okay, I'm still learning things about Jasmine.
I don't know. I can't remember like what her heat threshold is, but I'm still definitely getting used to it. And I definitely have messed up and been like, oh right, she don't eat this. I gotta remember. Mm-hmm. I really do be trying to remember, and
I remember it.
You did, because you remember last time I was like, oh my god, let me get you this, let me get you that. But yeah, no, we try to be inclusive over here. Of course, it can't always be perfect, but we try. Definitely try.
So now I gotta make sure I get some regular chicken.
Yes.
Or some turkey or something.
Yeah, turkey burger.
Okay.
Turkey burger, or I don't know how she feels about, because I've heard bad things about it. Jasmine, let me know. I've heard about chicken, like just chicken hot dogs. Oh. And some people don't like them.
I was
like
going to get turkey hot dogs.
Or turkey hot dogs, something, but I know some people don't like it. I know turkey bacon, but I used to eat turkey bacon all the time. Now I'm like back on regular bacon. I should have stayed with the turkey bacon. Anyway, off topic for a second.
What's the videos?
Yes. James said, there you go, be a racist again.
How?
Talk about you, Jasmine should have liked it. Did you mean protect Black women?
Oh, yeah, true.
Tends to come up a lot. Are you talking about like your mission or your we're talking mission and then something else. Did you mean protect Black women? Let me go play some videos while you answer. Let's see. Oh, I like this one.
If you have the bad habit of constantly putting your employer's well-being over your own personal well-being, listen up, this video is for you. Back in the summer of 2022, I decided to get my CDL. As you can see, that happened. But in the meantime, I needed a job that would allow me to work weekends and allow me to come to CDL school during the week. So for 3 months, I was delivering packages for Amazon Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and going to CDL school from Monday to Thursday. 3 weeks into my assignment, Amazon decided to suspend me because I was going too slow. Not that I was not finishing my routes, but because I wasn't going fast enough to help other people. In an attempt to plead with my boss, I say, hey, listen, man, I don't have any money, and I'm getting very little hours as it is, and you want to cut that? Please don't do this. He said there's nothing I can do, come back next Friday. This happened mid-July. Fast forward to September, and I get very sick in the middle of a route. I call and say, hey guys, listen, it's not safe for me to drive right now, I'm very dizzy and I'm throwing up. They yell at me. They want me to force myself to do something that is not safe, but I stood my ground. I said, no, this is not safe. I'm not driving this van another inch. Ironically, they decided to take away my safety bonus because of that. Fast forward a few more weeks, I finally have my CDL, I'm ready to quit, and I tell myself, I am going to take this last day off. I send a message saying that I'm not going in fact, I'm not going back, and within minutes, my boss was on the phone. Hey, Johan, you can't do that. We really need you today. It's a very busy day. Please get over here. And I go, no. A few months ago, you suspended me without remorse. I had no pay for that whole week because I was not going as fast as you wanted me to. On Monday, I start a job that pays me 3 times what I'm making here, and I'm going to take this day off. I am not coming in. You know what he said next? If you don't come in today, it's not going to look very good on you if you ever need to be rehired. I'm not one that likes burning bridges, but this one, I'm perfectly fine letting go of it. Within minutes, I was removed from all the company's communications, and I never heard from them again. And that's it. He continued to make money and hasn't thought about me since. So why should I think about them? If you ever think that your employer needs your undying loyalty, you are wrong every single time.
Oh, true.
And of course it was Amazon.
Yes. Oh God, I worked there for 3 weeks, y'all. Not it. I had one of those moments that Robin Williams had and Miss Doubtfire when he was in the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
He said, have you ever wanted to take a snapshot of your life, looked at it and said, this is not my life? I literally did that. I said, this is not my life. Then I put my stuff down.
She came
and
home.
I came home and I never.
It was hilarious. She's like, yeah, I'm done. What? Oh. Definitely take care of yourself first. Fuck that. Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Oh, next, let me play another one.
This is how you know God is calling you out of that job. Number 1, there will be no peace. That looks like a supervisor who's micromanaging you, messy, toxic coworkers, a lot of drama, a schedule that doesn't work for you, work that doesn't make sense or unrealistic expectations, living paycheck to paycheck, or always feeling tired, drained, agitated, irritated, and all of the above.
That always feeling tired and drained made me think for a while that I did not want to be a therapist anymore. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't think that's true. Mm-hmm. What's going on? When I say I'm fine now, like, I'm not saying there's not heavy days in my profession, but I'm much better now. Like, I am okay. Oh my God, all that video made sense, which is why this is my last year at my school. Well, in the school system, period. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see.
4 years ago today, I quit my 9 to 5.
I literally just put my 2 weeks in for my job. And it is literally the most happiest, craziest experience. I'm literally trying not to cry right now, but literally the most happiest, craziest feeling right now because I'm literally like completely stepping out on faith right now.
So here are 4 lessons I learned while being a full-time entrepreneur and full-time content creator for the last 4 years. The way you look at money is completely different. You literally earn every single dollar you make. There's no collective effort like it is when you work a 9 to 5. So every single dollar you make is up to you. There's no promised paychecks. You can start it alone, but you definitely can't scale it alone. Entrepreneurship can get very, very lonely. So you're either going to need a team in order to bounce ideas off of, or a group of like-minded entrepreneur friends. Your network is literally your net worth. I've gotten so many opportunities, not because of what I know, but because of who I know. This was one of the biggest lessons I learned. Never lose sight of the drive you have in the beginning. The beginning is where you work the hardest. And once you start making money, getting traction, your business starts booming, sometimes you can get a little comfortable. Don't ever get comfortable. Keep going just like you did when you started. And lastly, some people won't understand, and that's okay. God gave you the vision, not them. You're going to have sleepless nights. You're going to miss the family gatherings. You're going to miss the birthday parties. People are not going to understand, and a lot of them not even going to accept it. But guess what? That's okay. You on a mission to go through and accomplish your goals. It's so crazy that it's been 4 whole years of full-time entrepreneurship. I just want to say thank you so much to all of you guys who have supported me along the way. Back when I first started on YouTube with Wanted Wardrobe to now being a top content creator within my industry. So thank you guys so much.
Yes. When she said that when she became like 4 years, I was like, oh my gosh. And when she said your relationship with money changes, that is so true. Like, because
how you feel like yours did?
Because everything I'm doing is making me my money. Like, I need to focus because every single thing I do is either money or no money.
No money or no money.
Yeah.
No money or spend money.
Yeah. So I have to just be careful about everything now. But it definitely changed my relationship with how I spend money, which I think is a good thing. Comment. So my experience when I would go to different places for my wife's businesses, it was always Black women that dominated the self-owned spaces. Yeah. I could definitely believe that.
Yeah, sure.
That was this one.
I quit my job yesterday and I'm doing full-time hair, which means I need some full-time clients. I'm a strong believer in when God closes one door, He opens up another one. So today we're going to hand out some business cards. You guys are coming with me. Goal is by the end of the day, these is all gone.
Oh, yeah.
That's here. I'll have a business card for you. I do hair.
Do you?
Girl.
You didn't do that, did you?
No, I did my own. I only do my own.
Oh, that looks so good.
Hey, girls. Hold on, I want to give you guys my business card. I do hair. Oh, really? Who do you go to for your retwist?
No.
Oh, here. Here's my card. Twist.
Some girl in Philly.
No, I do retwist too, so.
Oh, that's what's up.
I do it better, I promise. Yeah. I just wanted to give you my business card. I do hair.
Oh.
Hey, girls. I just wanted to give you guys my business cards. I do hair.
Oh, yeah, period.
Period. Hey, I just wanted to give you my business card. I do hair. I just wanted to give you one of my business cards. I do hair.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
In Delaware, right?
Yes.
I live in Philly, but I come up here all the time.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you.
Business cards. I do hair. My Instagram's on the back. One of my business cards. I do hair. My Instagram and stuff is on the back. I'm from Delaware. God, I do hair. You are so pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do kids hair, men's hair, all that.
Oh, thank you.
I'm located in Newark.
Thank you.
My Instagram is on the back.
Okay, you do braids?
I'm located in Newark. Braids, sew-ins, quick weaves, all that.
Okay.
I got you. I just want to give you my business card. I do hair.
She do hair.
Oh, I handed out all my cards today, thanks to my lovely friends.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was good. I networked today. We had a bartenders guild meeting, and I never go around and introduce myself. And today I did. And
I can't stand him.
hey,
Come on, no one's from Delaware?
no one. Have you ever met a person?
No.
But anyway, yeah, and that was the first time I spoke to people today because I was like, it's now or never.
Yeah.
And one of them came up to me and was like, "What? I love your shirt." And I was like, "Thanks, I made it. I have my own clothing store." And she was like, "Send me the link. I'll send it to all the bartenders." And I said, "Okay." So I sent her that today.
Yes.
Networking is like the most important part.
That's why I really like that video because it's like, all right, I don't have much to do today. I'm going to get up and make things to do. I need to actually print out some of my cards too. I have them designed thanks to Mo. And that's another thing that I like doing is like making sure that I kind of give back to people that have helped me by hiring them to do stuff I need them to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wish I could hire somebody for my wedding, but obviously that can't happen this time.
No, and I would say no.
I know. I would have never asked you, but yeah, like I tried to stay.
I'm partying this time.
Yeah, you get to party. But yeah, I thought that was a really cool video.
Yeah, that's nice.
The hard part for most people is that trade-off between, do I keep my job or how do I start a company when I have a job? Most people feel like they need to raise money so they can quit their job.
So do you advocate they quit their job?
No.
You say, go make it happen, get some revenue in, prove it out a little bit.
I worked as a bartender at night. I mean, whatever you have to do, that's part of being an entrepreneur. So if you have to work on weekends, you have to Uber at night, Uber on weekends, so you have some income coming in so you can work on your company, or you work your regular job during the week, and at night and weekends, that's when you work on your startup.
So the good news there is anybody can be an entrepreneur if they're willing to work their ass off 24 hours.
That's what it takes.
That's your message, sir.
You know, like they always say, entrepreneurs work 80 hours so they don't have to work 40. Most businesses, I'd say at least 90, if not 95% or more percentage of small businesses, startups, can start without raising any capital at all. You just have to try to start smaller.
I definitely agree with that. That's why I was trying to stay at Needs.
Yeah.
But I was just too tired. I think I just need something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you got to keep you got to still pay your bills.
That's the part. That's the part.
Yeah.
Especially this daggone car note. I'm trying to I'm trying to pay it off quicker because I'm like ready to
get rid of it.
Yes. Even though I know me, I'm gonna want a new car at some point, obviously. But I want some time without it.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, before you do that,
yes,
I want to read some more Needs complaints from coworkers.
James said Gina needs to be drinking. Yeah, that's why she's not working. She's gonna be drinking at the wedding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I wish I could clone her just for that day. Because this is the problem. I'm spoiled. While she pulling that up, let me tell you, I'm spoiled. And when your friends have businesses and they have such a great experience, it makes it hard for you to go to other people, because it's like I've had such a good experience with my friends and my people that now I don't want to go outside of it. But
it's hard.
Gotta do it sometimes.
Okay, here's another complaint from coworkers at Needs. Around my first month there, this person named a lot of names, so I'm gonna have to blank some things out. Around my first month there, I witnessed a lot of things that were a violation of the handbook. First of all, the needs handbook is terrible. It looks like somebody put how to do a handbook in ChatGPT and then printed it out and then gave it to everybody. It's terrible. Around my first month there, I witnessed a lot of things that were a violation of the handbook. Key thing, fraternizing. Upon arriving, bakery okay, that's a person. They were involved in a very public relationship with an employee, and it clearly states in our employee handbook that fraternizing is a no-no. But blank stood beside it saying, if I fire blank, then blank will leave. Basically, if they fire the woman, the man will leave. And he needed the man. Another situation was blank was reported sending videos of his private area to, another person.
Yikes.
Blank left and said, why can't managers just work in the bakery without talking to the females? But that person wasn't fired. I remember working with the night crew, and a lady named blank said to me and multiple other packaging and shipping crew that she planned on stabbing another employee named blank. Nothing was done. Everybody left. They targeted blank as well. That is a good person to reach out to. Blank sells weed and edibles he makes in the bakery.
Yikes.
And tells everybody how he does speed. That's all I have for now, but blank is a great person to reach out to, and they gave me their number.
Ooh.
That was a lot of tea. Some of that stuff, So in our handbook, it does say that managers aren't supposed to be dating.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people broke that rule.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people.
There's a lot of jobs people break that rule. Yeah, a lot of people don't follow that one.
Yeah.
Toom, you are working because you chose to work. That's the only reason why you're working at the wedding, because you chose it. We gave you an option. I actually thought you were going to pick the other option. James, of course, knew better, so that's why you're working.
You go with the other videos.
Yes, we have, I think, 3 more.
4 more.
We did this one.
Okay.
Let's do the long one. Oh, I didn't mean to push that. I was trying to push
I don't
that.
ever usually tell my testimony on a video like this, but sometimes you have to take a step back and encourage yourself in the Lord. Last year, 2023, was one of the hardest years in my life, and I know a lot of y'all can relate because, baby, okay, 2023 put us through the ringer. All right, I ended up getting fired from my job, y'all. That day I got fired, I sat in this car right here, and I was bawling my eyes out. That job was barely paying my bills. I was barely able to make ends meet at the time, and I was just so sad, asking God, what am I about to do? What I see in front of me is not looking good, baby, okay? What I see in front of me look like I might just go pick a cliff to hop off of, okay? I'm just keeping it real. As I'm sitting here wiping my eyes, I'm sitting here crying out to God, my phone started going off. My phone started going off. I said, baby, who is calling me in the middle of my crying session? So I look at my phone, y'all, and it's TikTok. And I'm like, why do I have 99 plus TikTok notifications? What is going on? That day before I went to work, I used to work the mid shift. I posted a TikTok before I went to work. I opened the app and I see one of my videos was going viral. It had like 10,000 views at the moment. I go home, I tell my mom I got fired from my job, and she told me, don't worry about it. You know, tomorrow you off. You ain't got nothing else to do. You ain't got nothing but time and opportunity, baby. So tomorrow when you wake up, the first thing you do is start job hunting. I woke up that next morning. Let me tell you how God gives it to you with speed. I woke up, y'all, I kid you not, my phone was completely full of booked up appointments. I was booked up days and days and days in advance. My video had over 100,000 views. It had like 2,000-3,000 comments. I said, baby, who phone is this? Who phone is this? This my phone? Y'all, the Lord had blessed me with my books being completely full days out in advance. I was getting so much exposure. I was getting so much great feedback from people who don't even know me. We walk by faith and not by sight. Please remember, y'all, this work that you're doing is not in vain. As long as you trust in the Most High and you put that work in, the gifts are already yours. I say all this to say, keep going. I don't know who you are on the other side of this screen, but baby, keep going. Jesus is right here on your side as long as you let him in and give him full reign and dominion over your life to take over. So don't give up. Don't quit. Please keep going, because your breakthrough can be tomorrow. Matter of fact, your breakthrough can be tonight. Please remind yourself of the things he has brought you through already. That way you know if he's done it back then, he's going to do it again. Period.
She can keep some of that stuff. But
Yes.
But yeah, that's absolutely right.
Yes. I definitely remember I was like just home and I was just in tears. Like, oh my gosh, this is not what James signed up for. Like, I'm not stable for the first time ever. Like, he's paying my bills. Like, what am I about to do? Yeah. But in my mind, that's not the person who he got.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my gosh, what am I about to do? And it was just like, you can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I definitely understand that perspective of it.
You know, I haven't cried yet. I think the anger took over so bad. Because I think I had a moment where I thought I was going to just lose it. Oh my God. And then I watched Straw and I was like, oh my God, I feel exactly
That's
like
not what you should watch.
And I did have a feeling that I was going to lose it. But like someone said, it make you feel seen.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of made you feel like,
that movie is like, that's real. That's some people. Like I said, the reason I don't want to watch it again is because I have so many clients that's their story. Not all of it, but parts of like just feeling like, oh my gosh, I don't have nothing else. Nobody's helping me. Nobody's like, everybody's against me. If y'all haven't watched it, this is probably one of the best Tyler Perry movies in a very long time for me.
And I would say in a very long time. The Family That Prays is always going to be the winner.
Yes, Family That Prays is amazing. But this was really, really good, and it spoke to like a lot of real issues. And I know a lot of people have, the whole issue with him and the struggle, but that's part of people's lives. And this was very real. Yeah, so if you haven't watched it, I think you should watch it.
Yeah.
2 more videos.
I've started multiple businesses from the ground up. So here's how you're going to start all of these businesses step by step, and then you're going to rinse and repeat the same process for every single business. First things first, you're going to incorporate the business. That means you're going to turn it into an actual legal entity, an LLC, an S Corp, a C Corp. But you're going to go to your Secretary of State's website and you're going to fill out those incorporation papers and register the business. If you don't feel comfortable doing it yourself, you can always hire a lawyer. You can go to Rocket Lawyer, but there are many, many, many options if you don't feel comfortable registering your own business. Get your EIN number from the IRS, irs.gov. It is free. Go get your EIN number. Next, you want to open up a business bank account. I would always suggest local credit unions, but make sure you open up a business bank account and make sure they offer loans, lines of credits, and everything you're going to need for your business. You are going to need a way to accept payments. Payment processors are probably the best option. Why? Because they are also capital loan companies. So you could potentially get funding from those places just for using them as a way to collect cash from your customers. Payment processors, it can be Stripe, Square, PayPal, Shopify. All of those are considered payment processors. Now, depending on your state, you might need a business license. So just look that up, Google your state, and see if that's a requirement for you to do business. The next thing you're going to do is completely separate your business from yourself. I have a million videos on this topic, but you're going to make sure that your business has its own telephone number, address, all of those things. Once you complete all of these steps, congratulations, you now have a business.
For everybody.
No.
Unfortunately.
That's not for everybody, but that's a good kind of like step as to like what you would have to do. Like registering a business is very, very important. It doesn't have to be an LLC. It can be a sole proprietorship. It can be anything you want it to be. Register it so nobody else takes that. And then getting your EIN, that's very important. And then she said getting a business bank account. Those were my 3 steps, and I did it in that order. And that really helped me to be where I am now. So I think those 3 steps are really, really important.
If you don't have employees, don't get an LLC.
Yeah, unless you have a business where, like with therapy, it's kind of hard not to have an LLC because of the whole like insurance things and stuff. But if you get a single member LLC and not an S Corp, you still file it like
normal,
like a sole proprietor. And I did not know that. I thought I was going to have to file my taxes as an LLC owner, and I don't because I'm a single LLC owner. I'm not an S Corp. Once you're an S Corp, that's when you got to start drawing yourself W-2s. You have to contribute to retirement. You have to do it because you're a real business. So like that. Do your research. Do your research because thankfully, since I'm a single member LLC, yes, I still have to pay the $300 and all that, but I still file my taxes like a normal individual. So that helped to know. And we have one more video.
You know what my favorite part of being a small business owner and working for yourself is? Man, today, I'm just not feeling it. I went and checked the jobs. I got the guys going. A buddy of mine called me, and he's like, man, you want to go ride and hit some pawn shops and go grab lunch? And I'm like, why not? You know, it's the stuff like that. You know, it's stressful. It's aggravating. Owning your own business is hard. Some months you're rich. Some months you're broke. You got to rob Peter to pay Paul. This guy's wanting paid every week. This, you know, it can be a headache. And people are always like, man, you know, why you do it? Why you work so much? Why you have to deal with all this headache and running around and this and that? And it's for stuff like this. I want to go hang out with my buddy today, hit up some pawn shops. That's what we're going to do. I got to pick my daughter up at school at 2:30 today because my father-in-law can't grab her. Like, I got freedom to do what I want to do. And to me, freedom, aka time, is priceless. So if I've got time to spend it with my family and friends, to me, that's worth $1 million right there. So if you own a business, can you relate, man? Is that something that y'all deal with too, that people just don't understand when it comes to why you do it? It's just for the free time and the freedom to do what you want without somebody telling you what you can and can't do and having to submit time off. You know, you can just get off whenever you want as long as you can get your jobs done.
I would argue flexibility, not free time, because I think I work way more now. than I did when I had just a 40-hour job.
Mm.
But the way that it's split, I have a lot of flexibility. So some mornings I wake up and I'm like, oh, right, I can do this. And I'm up, so I'll just spend a couple hours doing something.
Mm.
See clients, then I'll take a long break because I ain't got no clients till later. I can go out, I can do what I want, I can eat, I can go hang out with somebody. And then later that night, I'm like, oh, I got to do my notes. Like, it's on my time. I still am doing the work, but it's flexible how I do the work.
Thanks.
But yeah, when you first start a business, I felt like I was working all the time. Like when I was trying to get all my paperwork in and submitted and going to the banks and doing all that, I felt like I was working 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's starting to stabilize. Yes.
Okay.
So that's all the videos.
Okay.
I ain't put no Kiki up. Look, hold on, y'all. Y'all know I gotta be smart.
And I thought to say something.
Especially when you was reading them stories, I should have put it up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you know what? While the Kiki is up, do you have any stories? Doesn't have to be from needs. Any stories of any job that you were like, I can't do this anymore? What, like when we were talking about what kind of inspired you, was there any inspiration you had before needs to be like, I'm starting my own?
Oh, yeah. Busboys and Poets.
Oh, mm-hmm.
And I loved working at Busboys and Poets, but I was a manager without being a manager, and I didn't get paid for it. And both of the managers were not skilled. They weren't skilled on my level, but I had to listen to them. And that's kind of the same thing with needs, but it was a little better, I guess, with needs because they knew it. With the people at Busboys, it's like they didn't realize it. So I would like tell them something and then they would get mad. And I was just like, okay. So I just stopped suggesting stuff.
Right.
And then it just started going down and down. Like,
oh my gosh, I remember that day I was there. Nobody was trying to listen to you.
I was just like, all right, well, I just walked out one day. And no, I didn't walk out. I worked my shift. After I yelled at the manager because she wouldn't sign me out. Mm-hmm. And then I quit in the middle of the street. They ended up, I think they were open for a while. They're closed now.
That daggone cake gone.
Because the manager was not good.
Yeah.
So, and if you are an owner, you gotta make sure that your management is like on point all the time, like stay on them. And even in the Sims, you gotta keep Sims. Even in the Sims, when you can own businesses in Sims. They let you train. You have to keep training your Sim, and if your Sim isn't getting trained, they're gonna mess up, and customers gonna be mad and stuff. It's the same thing in real life.
Yeah,
like you gotta keep training. That your management has to go to classes.
Yeah,
I would definitely suggest serve safes and tips and
all
that stuff.
It doesn't stop. The learning cannot stop.
Absolutely.
And even though it's very annoying, but I understand in my field, if you have a license, you have to get recertified every 2 years. And in order for me to submit for my license again, which I have to submit in January, I have to have 40 credits. And that means I have to, by myself, go find these classes and credits. It can be in anything that is approved. But basically, like if I know I like doing grief work, I should take a class in grief work, see what has changed, see what the new research suggests. If I'm into substance abuse, I need to take substance abuse class. They can be online classes. They can be like forums. Like they give you a certain amount of, they call them CEUs, and you have to get 40 of them. So right now, I think I have like 18. So I clearly need a lot more by January. But it's annoying because you have to remember to stay on top of it. But it's very helpful because it keeps us in the know of what's going on. Can you imagine if you worked in LGBT people like 20 years ago and you didn't have to take any updates and you're still trying to counsel people that are LGBT and everything is different? Like,
yeah,
like you would be giving them awful advice.
Yes, the science changed.
Yes. Even, oh my gosh, my dad's textbook in college, in the abnormal psychology book, gay and lesbian is in there. And I was like, he was trying to explain to me why he sees stuff the way he does. And that's what he was taught, that was a disorder. Something is wrong with you. It's abnormal. And I showed him my abnormal book. It's not in there. They have alternative lifestyles, not abnormal, but they have it as something different. And they explain those things. But when they explained it in his textbook, it was like, this is wrong, this is abnormal, not wrong, but like something is wrong with your brain and your DNA and your makeup. And that's not what we believe now. So the same way they update textbooks, you have to update your brain.
Gotta update your brain.
Yes, stop being dumb.
The science updates itself.
Yes.
Science is always science. It's humans that make the mistakes.
Right. Right. Exactly. So mine would be, so I have good example and bad example. When I did my internship, I worked at Helping Up Mission. And I swear by Helping Up Mission, I love that place. I would still be there today if they paid well. But they don't really pay well enough for me. But I always recommend people to go there, people to drop off clothes. It used to just be men. It's expanded to women. That to me, they have 2 buildings now. Wow. That to me is a good example of taking a business, taking it and making it something and then expanding on it. And the way it has grown now and the things that it does for the community, 100% stand behind it. And that helped me to be like, you know what? I wanted to do a community center at first. And basically, I wanted the community center to have therapists, but I understand that some people can't. This was, of course, before the pandemic. Some people can't come out because they don't have a sitter for their child, or they don't smell good because they don't have regular hygiene. And I wanted my community center to have all those things, like a shower. I wanted it to have daycare, so that people could come get services. Didn't have to just be mental health, but like a doctor's office, but with community services. And I got the inspiration from Helping Up. And that was my first idea of buddies. And then I was like, you know what? Like, you can grow into that eventually. But it was like showing me how you can start somewhere and grow. So that was my first good example. Next up was kind of an example of half and half. Like, I was very proud of the CEO to be a Black man and to be doing the work that he was doing. But then I also saw some things with him where I was like, you can make some changes, sir. But again, I believe in his foundation of the company. So I really look to other Black business owners. And it's funny because both of the CEO of Helping Up, well, not Helping Up Mission, but there was a sector in Helping Up. The doctor I worked for was the owner of that, basically. And then, of course, Anthony being the owner of Next Step, they were Black men. And it was nice to see what a Black man would do. And then, of course, the first time I go work for a Black woman, it was trash. But anyway, Black men and what they were doing kind of inspired me. So seeing other Black people run their businesses and like even their mistakes, it helped me to know what I wanted to do. Yes. Right. Yay. Now I can take off. This, we actually did it.
Okay, activity. You have one activity, and I'm gonna end on one last needs coworker rant. Okay, his activity. You gotta give me a pitch. You work for McDonald's. They want to sell a burger that's made of Jell-O. It looked like Jell-O. The bun is brown root beer Jell-O in the mold of a bun. The actual burger is like a burger Jell-O.
I can't pitch this because my face is already giving it away.
They got lettuce, but it's lime flavored. Okay. The tomato is cherry flavored. And they have clear Jell-O that don't really taste like anything. It's supposed to be onion. That's how it looks. Okay.
I have to try to sell this.
You gotta sell it.
All right. Y'all know them gummy Krabby Patties? Them kids love those things. I think that the kids would enjoy this and we could call it a Krabby Patty. And now they don't have to go and get the little mini ones from the Dollar Tree, that, you know, the one that's in the little thing. They can now get a big one and they can enjoy it. Maybe they can't have burgers. Maybe they don't like ground beef, but they want to feel like you. So you get that. And then you eat your burger and they have their Jello burger. And it's called the Krabby Patty.
That was pretty good.
Had to reach into SpongeBob for that.
You have to go back to SpongeBob.
Always SpongeBob. If all else fails, SpongeBob.
Okay. So there's one last pitch.
I thought it was one. That was already. Go ahead.
You go. You work for Disney Park. Okay. They brought you a roller coaster. The amount of time that a human can spend underwater, let's just say, is 1 minute, right? Okay. This roller coaster will put you under the water for 1 minute and 2 seconds. Okay? 1 minute is already a lot for some.
Yes. I'd be already suffocating. Mm-hmm.
But it's a really fun roller coaster outside of that. Okay. You got a picture. Got all the loopsy loops. It got the drops.
It's harder than the patty because I don't even like roller coasters. All right. Can we give them equipment?
Yes.
Like what? All right. Some people love water rides and they love roller coasters. Mm-hmm. And sometimes the water rides aren't that great for people that love roller coasters. Like people be saying they're lame. Mm-hmm. So I think this would challenge them and it would help people that like both. But I think what you should do for the people that are like, I don't know, I might die, is you get them snorkeling equipment and the little tube that comes out the water so that they can still breathe, but they have the rush, the experience of the roller coaster. I'm not getting on it. But they would have a lot of fun. The people that love adrenaline rush would have a lot of fun. Okay. I'm not getting on that.
You can't say that.
Oh, you're right. I'm still not getting on it.
Okay. Oh. I don't know if that's so like the Krabby Patty one.
The Krabby Patty was better because I don't even do roller coasters. You want a roller coaster and I don't got no breath for a minute, 2 seconds?
I think the thing I would do is let's not do that. Let's put aquariums on each side that they go under and they're not underwater.
But maybe it's a section where they do go under real quick so they can get the like Six Flags. Yeah. Oh, Six Flags.
I know.
I like to stand on the bridge when people go down that ride and they get soaked. That thing hurt though. That water come down real hard.
Okay, one more. That's out of all the many messages that I
Wait, where's your pitch?
Oh, my pitch. You gotta give me one.
Oh. No, I want you to do the Jello, the burger one.
But you did that so well. I can't do that over again.
You can have a different pitch. You just help me with the other one.
Okay. So we have this Jello burger. I don't know. You already took all the words. I was immediately thinking about the Krabby Patty.
That's hilarious. All right, hold up. I can't think of nothing on the spot. Nope, I quit. Mo, where you at when I need you?
Hold on, I can think of something for myself. There's why is everything a theme park? It's like, say that there was a ride, okay? And it's like Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Oh, that's my show.
And what are they called? The things that pop out. The things that pop out actually
the little
men,
creatures. The men.
Creatures,
they're like little. They're almost.
They're not little.
I'm trying to give Gina a pitch to do, and I couldn't, but she's coming up with her own.
So it's a ride, right? And it's like a Legends of the Hidden Temple, and the chiefs, the things that come out, they pop out. I don't know what they are. They pop out and they grab your child, but you don't know where they're taking your child.
Oh, heck no.
Temple guards come out and they grab your child, but you have to go and find your child in the park. And when you find your child, you get a prize.
Mm.
And the way that I would pitch this is for the parents who don't actually like getting on roller coasters. This would be an exciting thing for you to do, because if you like to have the adrenaline and not the actual danger of the roller coaster, this would be a great time for you. Your child would be safe, and you would experience a childhood dream of being in Legend, or watching Legends of the Hidden Temple, even though your child is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And you would get to experience the park in a different way, because you would be running around in panic and looking for your child. That's my.
Anybody take my baby?
These pictures are. I mean, the pictures are great. The
ideas. Like, if somebody came with these ideas, I'd be like, "What? Why would you even tell me this?"
Oh God. Okay, so before we end, one last
story.
One last need story. I was an employee for almost a year with needs. On multiple occasions, I wasn't paid and had to prove that I worked the hours before I received the money owed to me. I also felt as though women and men of color, here's another one, weren't given the same opportunities to grow within the company. Complaints and concerns often fell on deaf ears. We were also told that the only way to receive raise and grow within the company was to learn Spanish, because 90% of the company will speak only Spanish soon. What?
And on that note,
what is going on? Bye. Bye, needs.
Bruh.
Thank you all for joining us tonight.
Yes, and the shenanigans.
If you have a business, and you have a link that you want to put in the comment section before we leave, that would be great.
Put your links in the comment section.
So especially you, Tim. I don't know if you're still here.
Put your links in the comment section. Actually, if you're not still here, Tim or anybody else that has a business, we're going to create a post, and y'all can comment y'all links on the post. That way we network. Everybody's businesses is on there. I'll put mine on there too. You know, somebody that's looking for needs therapy, looking for a therapist, we stick together. We network. So yeah, if you have a business, go ahead and drop it in the comment here, or we will make a post for it. And if you're looking to start a business and have some questions, I'm definitely open, especially since I just started. Like, I'm very fresh on everything.
I definitely have the time.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely let us know if you need some assistance.
I just dropped my link tree. It is linked to everything. I need to
make a link tree.
Yeah, it's very helpful. The only thing it's not linked to is Invictus. I have to add that. Maybe is Invictus on? No, Invictus is not on here.
Look at all this.
I know, it's terrible.
Yeah, so no, this was a great episode. So next week is actually the 3rd week of June already.
Yeah.
The 16th, so it'll be after dark.
It'll be a nasty one.
Yes. So y'all know the routine.
Yeah.
But other than that,
we have people coming on.
Yes. We have a few people lined up.
So, but if you have not already reached out to us and you want to be on, let us know.
Yes, definitely let us know. And we will let you know when you can come on. I know we have a few people lined up, but yes, we can definitely always use guests.
Always. Yes. So are we hitting up?
Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought you usually do that. The music part.
And it used to be you.
We're going to head out on Unlisted After Death Without You, featuring Nicole Marin.
Yeah, understand. All right, guys. See y'all next week. Bye.
See, I don't really care no more. It used to be I wasn't sure if I could live my life without you, babe. I'm headed on my way out that door, questioning what all this time was for. Decided to live my life without you, babe. See, I don't really care no more. It used to be I wasn't sure if I could live my life without you, babe. I'm headed on my way out that door, questioning what all this time was for. Decided to live my life without you, babe. Promise that you build me up, then proceed to let me down. You used to be my shining star, now sunny days are just a memory when you're around. Forever seemed like such a long time, but now you're gone and I'm alone with my thoughts of you. Once was two, is now the loneliest excuse for me to brood. Sometimes I swear I hate you, I can't fathom what it is that would make you take me and shape me and then break me. But now I'm hoping you can see that I don't really care no more. It used to be I wasn't sure if I could live my life without you, babe. I'm headed on my way out that door, questioning what all this time was for. Decided to live my life without you, babe. Tried to give you all my love, it turns out it wasn't good enough. I stood beside you to the end, but then you bailed on a nigga when times got rough. Only wanted to be your man until I fell victim to your plan to use me and abuse me with such cruelty. But now I'm hoping you can see that I don't even care no more. It used to be I wasn't quite sure if I could live my life without you, babe. I'm headed on my way out that door, questioning what all this time was for. Decided to live my life without you, baby. I see you had it in your head that I would never leave. Well, now I'm letting go like Frankie Beverly. There was a time where I thought we were good together, until hurting my heart became your guilty pleasure. I fooled myself believing we could be forever. Now I'm afraid our ties were gonna have to sever. Cause you hurted me, deserted me, and did me so damn dirty.